obviously the time that we're in, there's a lot of small law firms and big law firms that are struggling right now due to the pandemic, due to their significant loss in call volume. And I'm sure that you deal with this on a day-to-day basis is, Steven, how do I get phone calls, blah, blah, blah. So what sort of advice would you give a law firm that's seen a significant drop in phone calls since the pandemic began?
Yeah, not necessarily an easy answer. And you may be able to back this up, but first off, let's start off with practice areas. It's practice area dependent. If you're wondering what's trending, what's up right now, obviously is family law. Anything custody related, anything divorce related, absolutely through the roof. Estate planning, same thing. Bankruptcies, you would think, are absolutely not trending well right now. But personal injury is a complete mystery at the moment. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. But with what we've seen on our end with our clients, it's not that they're dead, but it just hasn't returned to any sort of normalcy despite people driving around crashing into each other. And I don't know about you, but people are driving worse than they ever did before. There's some questions about are insurance companies willing to settle right now, knowing that you could threaten litigation all day long, but good luck getting a court date in the next 3 years. So there's all kinds of things surrounding personal injury. And I think the important thing to do there is play the long game. Don't freak out. If you're a solo or 2 or 3 person firm and you're used to dealing with maybe 300 open files or 400 open files and you're down into the 200s and starting to freak out a little bit, don't. Stay the course, play the long game. If you've got extra time, write content, write blogs, work with a ghostwriter to write them for you. Call me if you want, and I'll give you some referrals, or you can hire us to write them for you, whatever. But and I'm not pandering here, but that's really the direction you need to go is don't freak out. If you're in family law right now and you're not busy, that's when you need to call somebody like one of us.
I couldn't agree more with that. That's a statement and a half.
I'm sorry, but if you're in family law and you're not absolutely overwhelmed with business, then we need to talk because we could fix that. But just in this time, because we're not out of COVID. It's funny. I did this podcast a couple weeks ago, and a couple months ago, and before we started talking, we agreed we weren't going to discuss coronavirus because at the time everything was trending back down, and we're like, well, we want to have like some shelf life for this discussion. And now, like, that's just out the window. Like, we've pretty much figured out we're living with this for a while. And so play the long game. The biggest piece of advice, there's 2 pieces of advice I give anybody in any practice area. Call your clients, every single solitary one of them. Over-communicate with them. Use this period of time to train your staff how to over-communicate because guess what? Most of them probably aren't super good at it. And that's okay. They can be taught. Get your paralegals to make phone calls for you if you're not comfortable with it. We know you're a lawyer for a reason. You don't want to be on the phone with clients. I get it. But you as a firm, as a business owner, need to communicate with every single client that you have on a very regular basis. Make sure that you're willing to answer questions. You know what? Do the nice thing and, mention on a call with them you're not going to bill a quarter hour even though you went over your meeting, whatever. Take care of people. That's number one. The second thing, which is near and dear to my heart, is write content. Write good, high-quality content for your website. Write good quality content for your website. And you can call me and ask me what you should write. Write what you want to write about. Just write something high quality and unique and in your own voice. And if you're in a firm that maybe is a little larger than yourself, and you've got 2 or 3 or 4 folks there, chances are somebody likes to write. Put them to work. If they're on your payroll, put them to work. Hold them accountable.